and oppose tyranny. I believe that the spirit of those patriots lives on in us here today. It is my honor to stand with you. Can you feel the energy here today? Can you feel it? This is the same energy that inspired the folks who participated in the original Tea Party. This is the same energy that inspired the framers of our Constitution. That energy is the spirit of America. Our founding fathers warned us that our freedoms could be lost in a single generation. In Sacramento, as we speak, they are trying to make it illegal to buy and own ammunition. And right here in Orange County, we have an unelected, appointed sheriff who is restricting our right to keep and bear arms. Our founding fathers also believed that when our Constitution was at risk, patriotic Americans would stand up and defend our rights, our freedoms, and our values. I'm here to stand up for America and our Constitution. Upon the founding of our great country, 56 men signed the Declaration of Independence, and they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to the God-given unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They knew that the very act of signing that document was akin to signing their own death warrant, but they did it anyway. In fact, of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence, 5 were captured, tortured, and killed by the British as traitors. 12 had their homes ransacked and burned. 2 lost their sons who served in the Revolutionary Army. Another had 2 sons captured. And 9 of the 56 fought and ultimately succumbed to wounds or hardships of the Revolutionary War. Obviously, in those days, an oath of allegiance was something that was taken very seriously. Where has that commitment gone? Sadly, there are far too many scoundrels holding public office today. Scoundrels who place themselves and their own selfish interests above their oath of office. As a young deputy sheriff, I swore an oath that all elected California office holders are required to take before they're appointed. And I'd like to take the time to read that oath to you now and reaffirm my allegiance to it here today. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of California. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purposes of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. True leadership is about service and sacrifice, and it seems that too few are willing to pay that price today. It's easy to stand before a friendly audience and criticize the opposition. It's much more difficult, another thing entirely, to stand up in opposition to your own party when they are straying from their oath and their values, the values that put them in office to begin with. You will find yourself ridiculed and ostracized by those who claim to represent our conservative values. But there is no greater responsibility for the people we trust with public office than to live up to that oath of office. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. No other law supersedes it. Unfortunately, there is a full-scale assault underway on our constitutional rights. And I can tell you one thing about Bill Hunt, I'm not going to stand for it. Do you remember what happened in the Old West when a town was taken over by bad guys? What did the citizens do? The good citizens. They found a tough, honest, and trustworthy sheriff to run the bad guys out and take their town back. Good good citizens of Orange County, I'm here to apply for that job. Thank you. Thank you. I believe that my upbringing, my values, and my track record make me uniquely qualified to be Orange County's next elected sheriff. Law enforcement is in my blood. My dad was a career law enforcement officer with the Massachusetts State Police. He retired the #2 person in that department. My older brother has served a career in the FBI. And I spent 22 years with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. And in fact, between 1989 and 1992, I was a patrol officer right here in the city of San Juan Capistrano. During my high school years, I was angered by the failed Carter administration policies and the plight of our hostages being held in Iran. To help defend our country, I joined the Army at age 17. I have always been committed to defending the values that make America great, and I've never been afraid to take on the bad guys, regardless of who they are. Some of you may know that in 2006 I ran for sheriff to expose the corrupt Mike Corona administration. They tried every trick in the book to discredit me, to stop me, and to knock me down. But I'm still standing, and he's heading to jail. I have proven that Bill Hunt will stand for what is right, no matter what the consequences. And I ask you to stand with me. Many people don't realize this, but the office of the sheriff is the most powerful and influential law enforcement officer in the county. The person in that office must be committed to protecting and defending our rights. That is why I want to be your sheriff. As your sheriff, I won't be afraid to defend our values, our rights, and our freedoms. As your sheriff, I won't stand for any backroom deals, influence peddling, or erosion of our rights. In fact, I will take the fight right out on Main Street in high noon and expose these scoundrels for who they are. With your support, we can run the bad guys out, protect this county, and defend our rights, but I cannot do it alone. We need your support. Thank you. Thank you. We need contributions. We need volunteers. We have a booth right over here at the back. I'll be there after the event. Please come up, say hello, and get involved. It is very important. We are in this together. They can knock us down, but they cannot stop us. Let's send a message. Together, we can take America back, one county at a time. Will you stand with me? Will you stand up for our values? Will you stand up for our freedoms? Will you stand up for America?